Yes, I am from around here, born and raised in Lancaster County.
No.
Oh, you wouldn't believe it. My parents took me across the river to raise me, though, in York, so I don't know. Whatever that means. But yeah, I have a story to tell. And there were warning signs that I would be an embarrassment. As I grew up in high school, and some of you may be able to understand this, as a complete nerd, right? And I don't know how many of you, let's see, raise a hand, how many of you felt like a nerd in high school? Yeah, okay, not enough. So I'll just speak to a couple of you here. We'll appreciate that. But yeah, I felt like very much of a nerd, but not cool enough to be into like Lord of the Rings or anything like that. Just like the kind of nerd who wore hand-me-downs and, you know. My dad taught me a lot of things in life. He was a Mennonite pastor, as you might imagine, with a name like Stoltzfus. He taught me a lot of things in life. One of the things he did not teach me, which I regret to this day, is how to make money. That's understandable. My mother also taught me a lot of things in life. One of the things she did not teach me is how to be cool. So I grew up in high school, and you know, there were warning signs all along the way that this would be an embarrassing, that there would be embarrassing moments for me. So moving on with my story. So I was in band, I played trumpet, and our band was about to take a trip for a competition. But a couple weeks before that, I had broken my glasses, as nerds do. And rather than tape up my glasses like a normal nerd, I felt that I could use my skills in glue, which I have many. I have an affinity for different types of glue. This is a little uncommon, but hear me out. There are all sorts of different types of glue. If you've ever been to the glue aisle in the store, you have to have the right kind of glue for the project. Am I right? Right? Like some projects require an Elmer's, where another project might require a JB Weld. Okay? Or maybe there's one of those that has the two, you know, that creates this strong plastic polymer when they're mixed together. Or now there's this fancy kind that you can get where you apply a UV light and it hardens. And this is an amazing kind of glue. So I'm very into glue. So, okay. But the antagonist of this story is crazy glue. And the crazy glue that I used to repair my glasses so that you couldn't see how broken they were for 2 weeks worked until the night before this trip that I was to take. And the glue held fine until that night, and it broke, and so I felt like the next day I didn't want my glasses to be falling apart in this competition, this band competition where I need to play trumpet. So I thought, well, I should take the crazy glue along with me. So I should backtrack just a little bit. As a full nerd, I wanted to give you a little bit insight. I did have a nickname at the time that was given to me by my friends at the time. And it was given to me partially because of my bowl cut at the time, partially because of my last name, and partially because of my affinity for Chinese throwing stars. Who knows what the Chinese throwing stars? Yeah, so for a teenage boy in the 80s, a throwing star is a beautiful thing, a disc of metal with sharp edges that could be thrown, but also is a piece of art and a piece of beauty, but also a weapon, right? So I had an affinity for and a small collection, I'll say, of Chinese throwing stars as a teenager that I'm not proud of, but it was able to give me the name that I was given by my friends, the nickname, the Amish Ninja. Yeah. Which I was reminded recently by my high school friends when we have a text group. Anyway, so that's me. So this should also be a warning sign that the embarrassment is in my future. So we're headed to Philadelphia on this trip in the bus. And everything's going great, and the trip is fine. We're just sitting there, as you do, sit on the bus. And I started to feel a little uncomfortable. I'm not sure why, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm just sitting there, and just keep sitting there. And something unusual is, I'm not sure what's going on, but, I'm not quite standing, but something doesn't feel right sort of down here. And I realized before long that this tube of crazy glue had opened in my pocket and had glued my pocket to my leg, and my leg to my torso, and my torso to my pubic hair, and all the things involved. And so I was sort of stuck in my seat a little bit. So I should have seen the warning signs of all this embarrassment that could be in my future. But I wobbled up to the front, and my teacher, Mrs. Wagner, which, God bless her, I told her exactly what had happened, that sort of crunched over. Didn't know what to do. And God bless her heart, she just laughed. Because what do you say to a poor teenage nerd that has his leg glued to his torso? So I was able to hobble myself, with her instruction and a bottle of fingernail polish remover. I was able to walk with the whole bus still. Everyone was still on the bus except me, hobbling to the college bathroom, where I had to sort of undo myself with much tearing and ripping and pulling of hair. And it was quite an embarrassing moment. And so anyway, I'll just end this by saying that if anyone asks you to hold their glue for them, just politely decline, and you've been warned.